to prioritize, activating thinking is a great idea. There's a guy named Harel from San Diego who talks about intellectual need and the idea that people, humans, are all fascinated by puzzles. We're drawn to puzzles and we want to unpuzzle ourselves. It's this natural, way of going from disequilibrium to equilibrium. To put students in that state of disequilibrium is not a simple thing. And it's not just, reviewing last night's homework won't do it, or even considering one group's work necessarily. The thing to do is to throw students into conflict, into cognitive conflict, which could be showing two pieces of work and saying, like, how are these different? How are they the same? Or to throw one student against another and say, you both thought these two things differently. Can you come to an agreement on something here? Or to throw the student into conflict with the world and show them something odd. It's this weird moment where it's like, oh yeah, there's something weird going on here. That's the moment that we all ought to aspire to, puzzle our students in some way at the start of class, and then spend class getting unpuzzled.
The great US math voice Dan Meyer talks a lot about where the real world math and interesting math can intersect, because he feels like real world for its own sake is not the best thing, but real world stuff that exists and stuff that exists in the real world and is interesting to students is best of all. So finding where real world and interest intersects is difficult, because we've all been there where we pull out, here's our area problem about painting a wall. These kids are 11 years old. Yeah. They've never had to paint a wall before, or put up wallpaper or tile the floor. They're all like such interesting area examples, but it doesn't probably connect to them at all, because they've never had to go to Home Depot and buy the things. So knowing that we could look at unit rates in all three grades, I was thinking, where in my life do we find them? And so that's where I came up with, it should still be here, the photograph of the drink sizes at the movies. Because I think a lot of math starts with a question. So when I was looking at the three drinks, my question was, why does the small one look so weird, basically? It looks sad and pathetic, really. There's the giant jumbo cup, the fairly big cup, and the other one. So my hypothesis was the small cup's clearly out of proportion. And I knew that would be true of the price and the sizing. So I decided that would be the jumping off point for today and the next 2 days, and some potato chip sizes as well. But I was thinking the students would relate to buying something, that's in their life. They would go to the movies or the grocery stores, and money, basically. I mean, they need to understand that a lot of things we buy are priced per unit.
The beautiful thing about Mr. Aldrich is that he doesn't use textbooks. He tries to figure out ideas, everyday life situations, and to make us actually want to work and see the world in a different perspective.
So it's easier for us to relate to.
Like this is math, but in the same time, it's money and it's business. It's
comparing something we really care about.
Yeah, just not like
it's connection making.